Hello, this is Mr. Chabry, and I'm going to look at some of these Pokemon leaks. So whenever there's a new Pokemon game coming out, there's always these leaks that come up online saying that, oh look, I've got information, would you like to know this information? But most of the time they end up being fake. So I'm going to look at this one that's been getting a lot of traction in the past few weeks. Even though it's kind of old, it's still something that I want to read off and let people hear like how crazy some of these sound, how dumb they sound, and how silly it is that people are actually believing these leaks. Yeah. Another trailer is coming August 6th. That's kind of in the past. So yeah, that didn't come out at all. I wonder how the people reporting on this feel now. Like, yeah, they've just been proven that they reported on something that was totally fake. The new trailer will start off showing major character changes. Lily is your rival, Gladion takes care of Nebby, and Hao is the first trial captain, using psychic types. Alright, so Gladion takes Lily's spot, Lily takes Hao's spot, and Hao actually takes the spot of the first trial captain. So who takes Gladion's spot? I don't know. That doesn't even... None of this makes sense. Why would they make a game where it's the same exact plot? The only difference is the characters are shifted. Why would you do that? That's silly. It will reveal the new form from familiar Pokemon, Mimikyu Horror Form. After its disguise activates on certain Mimikyu, their sheet falls off, and a dark creature with a round head, 8 piercing red eyes, and 8 of its claws holding it up, along with a drooling mouth. That's kind of silly, having a weird form. I mean, what makes Mimikyu so interesting is you don't know what's under the sheet, and to have some weird, like, this actually, the description that this is giving actually sounds more like some kid that, okay, wait, they misspelled piercing. Yeah, they misspelled piercing in this. But anyway, yeah, like, this sounds like some kid trying to be like, oh, I've got an edgy Pokemon ROM that I've created. Look, this Pokemon's got a drooling mouth, and 8 eyes and 8 claws, aren't you scared? No, that's silly. That's not scary. Trying to sound edgy is not scary. When it undergoes this change, it becomes Ghost Dark, and the opponent auto-flinches on the turn it's unveiled. Okay, so that doesn't make sense, because the only way that you can unveil this, if it's sort of like Mimikyu's disguise, is you have to attack it. And if you've attacked it that turn, you've already moved. It's not going to be like you attack and then you flinch. This isn't well thought out. It's faster and stronger and has higher special attack than physical now, though its physical attack is still higher than normal Mimikyu. Alright, so it's better than normal Mimikyu, but has abysmal defense and special defense. So yeah, I mean, it just sounds like someone just making up stuff while they type this in. No one's going to worry about this being real. They're going to just share the crap out of this. Then it shows Salazzle Gangster form. It is always Mel. So I guess the Mel Salandit turns into Gangster Salazzle. It can only be obtained by leveling it up with the move Thief. Its ability is Prankster. It is Poison Dark. Has slightly higher attack, though its attack is still barely usable. Higher speed, higher defense, and lower special attack and special defense. It has a mask on like Salandit and a cape with no tail. So I guess what they're saying is it doesn't have a tail. Instead it has a cape. Yeah. It has a slimmer body. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that kind of sounds silly. Okay, so now we're getting into the really odd Pokemon. Next it shows brand new Alolan forms. Alolan Quillfish is still poison. You know, every time that there's been like a fake leak with Quillfish in it, it's always still poison. I remember when X and Y, or Oris, there was a lot of people saying, Mega Quillfish, still poison. And now we have Alolan Quillfish, still poison. It's just something that always happens with Quillfish. Whenever Black and White 2 were coming out, I remember a lot of people saying, hey, Quillfish gets an evolution that's still poison. My uncle works for Pokemon, he knows. But this Quillfish is one of those Pokemon that's always being brought into this. I guess Quillfish is just... I guess there's a lot of Quillfish fans that really want it to be better. I mean, it is kind of decent in competitive battling. It's got pretty good defenses, but... I mean, I guess Quillfish actually has a lot of underground fans. It has the new ability Iron Guard. Now listen to this. It's immune to all status, including minor status like Confusion and Infatuation. Almost always goes last, even with priority moves, and opponents using minus priority moves. Have you ever used Extreme Speed and thought, hey, you know what would make this move even better? If it didn't go first at all. Yeah, that sounds like it's believable. It's more metallic looking. Dark green parts are now silver, has longer, sharper quills, and a ball chain attached to it. Now, this is something that I've always seen fake mons of. Quillfish with a ball and chain. It's something that's not new at all. Alolan Snubbull and Granbull. Ground for Snubbull, ground fighting for Granbull. Its ability is Intimidate on Snubbull, Knockback on Granbull. Contact moves have a 20% chance to switch the Pokemon out. Yeah, I mean, that does sound like an interesting thing, but I mean... listen to this, they have the same color scheme of an actual Bulldog. Yeah, so... I'm not an expert on dog breeds, but isn't there like different colors of Bulldogs? Why would it not just say they're more like they have a tanner color scheme? Why would it say, oh, they have this color scheme of an actual Bulldog? I mean, that doesn't even make sense. Let's look. So would they be like gray? They could be gray, brown, white. Which color? Because I'm looking at just pictures that I pulled up on Google of Bulldogs, and there's like different colors. There's just different colors of Bulldogs. Why would you just say, they have a color scheme of a Bulldog? Which color scheme? There's like brown, gray. We got a black Bulldog here. Like, that doesn't make sense. That sounds like you're like, okay, so what color would this be? I'll just say it's the color of a Bulldog. Yeah, that's my fan fiction Pokemon. Bulldog colored Granbull. So now this one's crazy. Alolan Slugma is ice. It's basically the opposite of Jotonian Slugma. Freezing cold. Its ability is freezing pressure. Makes water moves used on it sent back at 1.5 power as an ice type move. What does this mean? So you surf on this Pokemon? Like, does it mean used on it as in like attacking, or used on it as in it attacks the opponent? Like, okay, maybe if this person clarified this, it would make a little more sense. But water moves used on it sent back. So it says sent back. Does that mean like if someone used Hydro Pump on this, it's going to be hit back with a ice type Hydro Pump? Yeah, clarity, please, clarity. However, fire moves, even ones that don't do it, have a 100% chance to burn when used on Slugma. Yeah, so have you ever went into a battle and was like, hey, you know what? This sunny day would be a lot nicer if it burnt my own Pokemon. Yeah. I mean, what would be the use of that? Like, why would you even use that? That doesn't even make sense at all. One final thing shown in the trailer is what the twisting thing shown in trailer 1 is. It's called a Z ability. One Pokemon per battle has its ability buffed. Overgrow, Blaze, and Torrent, for example, all do the same thing. With full HP, their stats besides HP are basically half of what they're supposed to be. Does that mean like a half, like multiply it by 1.5, or is it just a half of what it's? The person that wrote this didn't really clarify much. The more damage the Pokemon takes, the more powerful it gets. At 1/8 HP or lower, its base stats are doubled. Only Pokemon with exclusive Z crystals can use Z ability, and it acts as a Z move. In a single battle, it's Z move or Z ability, one or the other. So that's, I mean, that doesn't even make that much sense, really. Like, Z ability, that doesn't make that much sense. There's a lot of abilities that doesn't make sense. Like Wonder Guard, what does Z Wonder Guard do? Make it where, like, super effective hits do less damage? Well, that doesn't matter. Ninja's only got 1 HP. Like, I don't understand this. Like, Sturdy, does that mean, like, one-hit KO moves plus moves that do, like, half damage don't work? I don't know. These, when I read these, I could see that these are clearly fake, but people are just excited over them. Like, why? None of these really make that much sense, and I guess that's just the state of things. So, if you like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if enough people like this, I might do this in the future if there's any other leaks that are leaks. You know, I might even go back to previous Pokemon games, read some of the leaks for those, even though that they're like proven wrong. But anyway, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video.